recording. I'm just going to start and then we will wait for other people. But yes, when
Yeah.
Sunita shared that with me, I was so happy, especially because we just talked about it.
Yeah, right. And I get the confidence of writing more checks now. Eh, Basically, you get the clarity how it works. एक बार वो trick
Yes.
समझ में आता है तो थोड़ा सा you can work on it. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's just give other people about few seconds. Otherwise, we are gonna start talking about or start reading the next chapter. We are on day 21, so 3 weeks are already gone. Soon, the fourth week is gonna start tomorrow. But you have done the magic book before, Sakshi, right?
Yes, the other things work, but this magic check was a
Checklist.
little, yeah, not clear. But Sunita also helped me so much.
She's
उतने
good.
मेरे सारे, yeah, really, वो मेरे doubts इतने clear करते हैं. उसकी energy इतनी high रहती है. She's there, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sunita बहुत अच्छे से help करती है. I'm so blessed. And उसके लिए भी मैंने manifest किया था, कि I want a buddy, someone who can, hold my hand
right.
और वो छोटा
Yeah,
छोटा, इधर उधर कुछ भी हो तो.
yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you, sir.
let's get moving. Day 21, magnificent outcomes. We had a beautiful session before on the vision board, worked beautifully, and I think people are still recovering from that. They're still in that aura, vision board. That's why probably they are late. Anyways, let's get started. The magnificent outcomes. The one of the big things about this particular practice is the experienced practitioners, they use it all the time. This is such a practice. They use it all the time. They use it on almost everything, whether they know what is their routine for the day or they don't know what to expect in the day. But this particular practice, they do it all the time on all the occasions. You say grace before meals. Saying grace before meals is basically just saying a prayer before the meals. Okay? All right, but I say grace before the concert and the opera, and grace before the play and pantomime, and grace before I open a book, and grace before sketching, painting, swimming, fencing, boxing, walking, playing, dancing, and grace before I dip the pen in the ink. This was written and said by a writer named Chesterton. Such a beautiful quote. And what they're saying is like the most people, before they start eating, and we did this practice in the earlier lessons of Magic Book 2, before we sit down to eat a meal, we say a prayer for the meal, right? But what he is suggesting is you don't have to limit yourself for saying a prayer before a meal. You can say a prayer before anything. You're going to learn something. Say a prayer. Uh, I understand everything that the teacher is going to teach me. You are taking your child to activity. Say a prayer that the child is going to learn whatever the teacher is teaching them for dancing, playing, whatever. We always say a prayer when we have the young children before we teach them walking or anything, right? So we don't have to limit our prayers based on our belief system. We can say a prayer before anything we are planning on doing or anything that comes unexpectedly in our life. We all want good outcomes to everything we do. In giving thanks before he performed an action, the writer Gilbert Keith Chesterton used the magic of gratitude to guarantee the outcome he wanted. Think about it again, very simple. Whenever we are doing something, we are sitting in this session. What do we want from this session? We want to understand what Rhonda Byrne is teaching us in this book, right? We want to be able to practice. We want to understand all the practices. What happens if before we sit in the session, we say a little prayer? Please help me understand everything that is being discussed in this session. Please help me understand all the practices. What is going to happen, do you think, if we do that? Think about law of attraction. Whatever you're going to be thinking, you will attract that. So if you are thinking a positive, good outcome of anything, you will get a positive, good outcome. And that anything can be, when I say anything, I really mean anything. You're going out in the traffic, you can put a positive outcome to that. You are going to attend a session, you can put a positive outcome to that. Okay? You will have had times when you thought to yourself, I hope this goes well. We have all been there. Going for a meeting, I hope my boss treats me good. I hope he understands where I'm coming from. Right? When we are even talking to the partner, I hope he agrees to what I'm asking for. I want to go out. I hope he agrees. Or I hope this turns out okay, or I'm going to need a lot of luck. We have all been in these situations. All these thoughts are hoping for a good outcome to a situation. But life doesn't happen by chance or because of a stroke of luck. The laws of the universe operate mathematically to the finest possible degree. That is something you can count on. Such a beautiful line. The laws of the universe operate mathematically to the finest possible degree. That is something you can count on. She gives a very good example. Rhonda Byrne here, a beautiful example. When we sit in a plane and a pilot is driving or flying the plane, a pilot doesn't hope that the laws of physics will keep working during his flight. The word of caution here is hope. A pilot is not working out of hope because he knows the laws of physics will never fail. You don't go into your day and hope that the law of gravity will keep you on the ground. Do we ever do that? We wake up in the morning and start worrying, oh my God, I'm not going to fly into sky today. We know for sure that the law of gravity is here for me and it's going to keep me on the ground. We don't even think about it. You know, there's no chance at play. The gravity's law will never fail. If you want magnificent outcome to everything you do, then you have to use the law that governs the outcomes. The law of attraction. We are reading about law of attraction every single day, right? If we want to put magnificent outcome to anything or everything that I do in my life, which law is governing or how do I control the outcome of my action? By the law of attraction. That means you have to use your thoughts and feelings to attract magnificent outcomes to you. And being grateful for magnificent outcomes is one of the simplest way to do it. Very simple, right? Whatever is in your thought, whatever you're feeling, the law of attraction is gonna bring more of that in your life. So if you want good outcome, have good thoughts, good feelings, remain in gratitude, and your outcomes are always going to be beautiful. The magnificent outcomes practice is being grateful. Before you do something, you want to go well. So a lot of the new practitioners, they get slightly confused with this practice, right? I want to give a simple example. I'm doing this session, right? I want to put a magnificent outcome to this session. And I want the participants, whoever is putting 30 minutes, 35 minutes with me, I really want them to understand what Rhonda Byrne is saying. I really want myself to be able to make everybody understand what Rhonda Byrne has taught me and how Rhonda Byrne has changed my life with all these practices. right? So if I want to put a beautiful outcome or a magnificent outcome for this session, how do I put it? I become grateful for this opportunity that I am able to give this session to everybody. I have to be grateful. I cannot feel entitled. Oh, I know something more. That's why I'm talking and everybody's on mute. No, that is not a positive feeling. That's a very negative feeling. I have to be humble and I have to be grateful that some people are trusting me with my knowledge. I'm so grateful. And I really want a magnificent outcome that I am able to deliver to people's expectations in this session. And people are able to understand these practices, what Rhonda Byrne is teaching us. You see the difference? That is how it has to be done. Grateful, humble, use it as an opportunity. Think of it as an opportunity. Think of it as a privilege to be able to work with some people, not entitlement. I hope it makes it clear. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to the work meeting, job interview. Let's stick to the work meeting a little bit. If you are having a meeting at your work today, and you want that meeting to go well, you have to be grateful for your job. You cannot be complaining about the job for 15 minutes before the meeting and still expect that your meeting is going to go well. No, it will not happen because you have created so much negative energy in your mind and soul. You will only attract negativity after that. Job interview. If you are going for a job interview and if you want to put a positive or magnificent outcome to that interview, you have to be humble and you have to be grateful for that opportunity that somebody has called you for the interview. If you are in a zone where you feel, oh, I know much more and much better than the rest of the applicants, that's why somebody is calling me an interview, chances are your interview is not going to go well. Even if the interview goes well, once you land up in the job, chances are you're going to start attracting negativity, failures. You will not do well. So if you want good, positive outcome, first is the gratitude of the outcome, gratitude of the opportunity, humility towards that opportunity. If you're going for an exam, the magnificent outcome to sports game, you're going to watch a game. I'm able to see everything. There are very few people in front of me. Even if there are a lot of people in front of me, hopefully they're shorter, right? A phone call, you're expecting a phone call. You want a positive outcome. You can apply that to the phone call. Catch up with a friend. I'm going to meet my friend. I hope I'm going to put a positive outcome to that meeting. Seeing your mother-in-law. Many people will be able to relate to that. I say that half jokingly, I'm sorry. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to your exercise routine. I put the magnificent outcome for my exercise routine because I am on my ideal weight. Your pet's vet appointment, your medical or dental checkup. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome when an electrician or a plumber or any tradesperson is addressing a problem in your home. The magnificent outcome to a family outing. How many times it happens when families are going out for a little short trip or long trip and they start fighting at home on a very simple thing and the whole vacation is ruined. Versus if you prepare the vacation, if you get ready in the morning, if you get out of the house in good, positive, loving energy, the whole vacation becomes so nice and so easy. Conversation with your child about their behavior. A lot of parents can relate to that. Or heart to heart with your partner. A lot of us can relate to that too. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to a purchase you will be making, such as a birthday gift, engagement ring, or wedding dress, or the magnificent outcome to choosing a new cell phone, carpet, drapes, or renovation company. So, see how many examples Rhonda Burns has given. The idea is you can use this practice for anything and everything in your life. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome for a reservation at a restaurant, great seats for a concert, magnificent outcome to your daily mail, your daily email for your tax refund of the year. Anything that you're working on, you can put a magnificent outcome for that thing. If it helps you to believe in the magical power of gratitude to create magnificent outcomes, you can wave your fingers through the air and imagine you're sprinkling magic dust over the event you want to turn out magnificently. We did this practice when we were working with our food, remember? And I hope everybody is doing it. Just one word of caution, do these practices like this particular practices, a practice of putting magic dust and using your fingers when you are by yourself. Not everybody around you is going to understand what you're doing, and you do not want to create a negative energy around your practices. It is okay to do this practice on your in your head. It is okay to do this practice by writing, up to you, wherever you feel most energy. If nobody is around, use your fingers and imagine that you're sprinkling golden dust on the event that you're putting the magnificent outcome on. It can be anything. We have seen a big list. Another time to use gratitude for a magnificent outcome is when something unexpected happens during your day. So now this is the second part. The first part, what we have read above, is when you already know I'm going in a work meeting that was already scheduled on your calendar. You are going out for a session that was already, you were aware of that, that was already in your schedule somewhere. You can apply magnificent outcome there. Now, the second piece of the magnificent outcome is if something unexpected happens during your day. You did not know it's going to happen. It was not on your schedule, but it's coming your way. When something unexpected happens, very often we can jump to conclusions and immediately think there's something wrong. For example, you arrive at work and you are told that the boss wants to see you right away. Unexpected. It was not scheduled, and suddenly you are called in the boss's room. Some people get nervous. What happens when we get called like that? We jump into conclusions, we worry, we become fearful, we become anxious. All of these feelings are what? Negative. If you are feeling that way, apply the law of attraction. What more is going to come in your life? More fearing situations, more negative situations. The problem with jumping to conclusions and thinking there's something wrong is that the law of attraction says that what you think and feel, you will attract to you. So instead of jumping to conclusions and thinking you might be in trouble, take the opportunity to make the magic happen by being grateful for a magnificent outcome. Very important. If you get called in this particular example we are sticking to, in your boss's office, first thing in the morning, instead of getting negative emotions, take a tiny pause. It doesn't take long. Once you get into the habit of it, it's a very quick exercise. Take a tiny pause, and in your mind, if you're not able to sit or whatever, put a magnificent outcome to that meeting with your boss and be grateful. Be grateful for that opportunity. If you miss your bus or train on your way to work or miss a flight or are unexpectedly delayed, instead of thinking this is bad, Be grateful for the magnificent outcome so that you put the magic into motion to receive a magnificent outcome. How many times have we read the stories that one person missed a plane and the plane had crashed, right? So just keep those examples in your mind. Always think positive. Always remain in gratitude. Always put this practice into reality, and you will receive a beautiful outcome, no matter the situation. If you are a parent and you are asked to attend an unexpected meeting at school about your child, instead of thinking there's a problem, be grateful for the magnificent outcome. I am guilty of that. In the past, like every time I'll get a call or the email from the teacher, can we talk? I was like, oh my God, what happened? Slowly, I was able to shift. Okay, I put a magnificent outcome to it. If you receive an unexpected phone call, email, letter, and the thought flashes into your mind, I wonder what's wrong. If you get into that space, immediately be grateful for the magnificent outcome before you pick up the call. Now, this is important. Suppose you're not expecting a call and suddenly you see a number calling you on the phone. You are not expecting this call, and let's assume that the relationship is not the best of the best with this person who's calling you. Instead of, oh my God, why is he or she is calling me? Take a little pause and try to put a magnificent outcome before you pick up the phone call. Try to be grateful that despite of the whatever the relationship we have, he's still calling. Put a good outcome to that phone call. And then you pick up the phone, be yourself, and then you talk. The discussion is going to be very different. Most of the time, you will see and experience the magnificent outcome you asked for. And occasionally, you won't even know how you benefited from an unexpected event. Let's talk about the experienced practitioners in this. I'm just going to put everybody on the mute. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the experienced practitioners. Experienced practitioners, they love this practice. And not everybody from this group joins our Amrit Vela every morning, but first of all, we put three magnificent outcomes every single day. And next day, we say, what is the success rate of our magnificent outcome practice? So today, we are going to put three magnificent outcome, whatever is going to happen in our day. Next day, we very quickly, in less than 2 or 3 seconds, we say, I got 2 out of 3 magnificent outcome or 3 out of 3 magnificent outcome. So this is a very favorite practice of a lot of experienced practitioners. And if you want to experience it more, try and join the Amrit Vela in the morning. And you will see how you are managing and controlling your day by just putting this practice out there, being in gratitude um, of the outcome even before you have received the outcome. When you ask for a magnificent outcome and feel sincerely grateful for it, you are using the mathematical law of attraction, and you must receive a magnificent outcome back somewhere at some time, guaranteed. See, the two words I really want to highlight here, must. You must receive a magnificent outcome. And the second word is guaranteed. There is no question, there is no doubt about it, there is no confusion. when people have practiced these practices for some time and they have experience with it. And that's why a lot of times when I am doing these sessions, I say, I can guarantee with my own experience, I can guarantee 100% you're going to get the results. How do I guarantee? By my own experiences. I have seen these practices, how they work. Whenever you find yourself thinking there's chance at play with something in your life, or think you have no control over something, or when you find yourself hoping something will turn out well, remember that there is no chance for the law of attraction. You will get what you're thinking and feeling. Gratitude helps protect you from attracting what you don't want, bad outcomes, and it ensures you get what you don't want, magnificent outcomes. So powerfully, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're grateful for, you're going to get that. If you have any of the opposite of what I just said, you're going to get opposite of the magnificent outcome. Now the choice is yours. When you are grateful for magnificent outcomes, you are using the universal law and changing hopes and chance into faith and certainty. See, if I'm just sitting here and I'm hoping, um, about any event, something, I hope it's going to go well. No, you put this practice, you do this practice, you put all your gratitude, you do with humility, and you use everything as an opportunity. You are not hoping anymore. You are changing that hope into a very powerful faith and certainty. There is no ambiguity once you practice gratitude and once you practice magnificent outcome. When gratitude becomes your way of life, you automatically go into everything you do with gratitude, knowing that the magic of gratitude will produce a magnificent outcome. The more you practice magnificent outcomes and make it a daily habit, I just gave you the example that we do it every day in the Amrit Vela. It is our daily habit. The more magnificent outcomes you will attract into your life. Less and less you will find yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. And once again, I'll say, I can guarantee this with my own experiences in life. The more I practice these, I find myself in less and less situations where I don't want to be in. You won't find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. And no matter what happens in your day, you will know with absolute certainty that the outcome will be magnificent because you trust the practices, you trust the process with these practices. So now she's saying, what do we have to do today? At the beginning of today, choose 3 separate situations where you would like magnificent outcomes. You can choose 3 things that are important to you in your life currently, such as a job interview coming up, application for loan, an exam, a doctor's appointment. You can also start by selecting 3 things that are normally humdrum activities for you. Because when the magic happens to those humdrum activities, you will be really convinced that you attracted the magnificent outcome. Humdrum activities means something that you do daily, something that is very monotonous. Every day you are doing it. You may enjoy it, you may not want to do it every day, but once you start putting magnificent outcomes to those, even those kinds of activities, you will start seeing magic in those activities. Like one example I can give you is one of the practitioner in the morning, she used an example. She was putting the magnificent outcome for doing laundry. She had multiple loads, doesn't really enjoy it, but she's putting a magnificent outcome. And next day, she really shared her experience with the laundry the previous day, and it was magical. What all happened? I'm not going to share her sharing, but just a simple example I wanted to give. You could choose your drive to work, doing the ironing, going to the bank or post office, picking up the kids, paying the bills, or collecting the mail. Things that we do very routinely. You can try applying this practice into those events. Make a written list of the 3 situations you have chosen for magnificent outcomes. Use gratitude's magical power, and as you write each one, imagine that you are writing about each one after it has happened. Thank you for the magnificent outcome to the 7 loads of laundry I have to do. Thank you for the magnificent outcome to the 17 bills that are pending and I need to pay. I'm just giving you examples. That is the first part. First part is pick 3 activities that you have to do today. Now, the second step of this magical practice, you're going to choose 3 unexpected things that arise today and use the magical power of gratitude for their magnificent outcomes as well. You could do this practice before you take 3 phone calls. So this piece of the practice is when you do not know something is going to happen in your day to day, and you start putting magnificent outcomes to those. Example Rhonda Byrne is giving is somebody calling you before you open 3 emails or 3 letters in the mail, before you do an unexpected errand or anything else unexpected that comes up in the day. This part of the practice is not so much about what unexpected events you choose, as it is about you practicing gratitude for magnificent outcomes on the little unexpected things. Each time an unexpected event arises, close your eyes briefly if you can and mentally say and feel the magic words. Thank you for the magnificent outcome too. Whatever the situation is, your children may ask you for something. Suddenly, somebody rings a doorbell. Suddenly you have to go somewhere that you did not plan. Anything that you were not aware at the beginning of the day. You can't do this magical practice too much because the more you practice it, the more magnificent outcomes you will have in your life, as a matter of course. But practicing it today will get you into the idea of it. And in the future, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're hoping for a good outcome or thinking you need luck, you will immediately turn to the magical power of gratitude. This is again very true. Anytime I catch myself in a situation where I don't know what the outcome may be, I just put a magnificent outcome to that situation. I'm going somewhere, suddenly I hit a little bit of traffic. I put a magnificent outcome to that. My travel. Okay? You will immediately turn to the magical power of gratitude and make magnificent outcomes a certainty. No ambiguity here, a certainty in your life. So it's a beautiful practice. The more and more you become experienced, the more and more you're going to become comfortable with this practice. So let's read today's practice, number 21. First practice, everybody is aware. I think we have done it plenty. I'm not going to repeat it. Number 2, at the beginning of the day, choose 3 things or situations that are important to you where you want magnificent outcomes. These 3 things are going to be the planned activities of your day. Now, number 3rd practice, part of the same, list your 3 things and write each one as though you're writing after it has happened. Thank you for the magnificent outcome too, whatever the three things that you have picked in number two. Number four, as you go through your day, choose three unexpected events that come up in your day. Anything that you haven't planned for, where you can be grateful for a magnificent outcome. Each time, close your eyes and mentally say and feel, thank you for the magnificent outcome too. And lastly, we do the magic rock at the end of the day. Everybody is aware of that practice. We had been doing it for some time, so I am not going to spend more time discussing the magic rock. We have literally 3 minutes. Any quick question? Okay, I'll take the silence as if everybody understood it. Use this practice every day. If you want to get a first-hand experience, join the Amrit Vela and you will get a first-hand experience for this. Okay, thank you so much. Have a magical day, afternoon, night, wherever you are. And we are going to connect tomorrow again with day 22. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody.